What's going on, everybody? It's the Jack here once again with another Waveiture 101 video for you guys. Yeah, that's right, Professor Waveiture is back at it again with another Waveiture 101 video for you guys on this wonderful Wavy Wednesday. And like I always say when it comes to the intros, before we hop into the content, I just need you guys to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hitting that notifications bell, as well as following me on both Instagram and Facebook. The link to those pages would be on, well, not on, but in the description box below. On a serious note, make sure you guys are, staying safe. If you guys are going out, making sure that you guys are still taking the proper precautions as you would as if we were, in the original surge of this pandemic. Also, make sure that you guys are going out and voting. Your vote is your voice, and you want to make sure your voice is heard. So make sure you guys go out and capitalize on this opportunity to use your voice. And this election is a very important election. I'm not going to get too into politics because that's not what the channel is about. I'm not going to get, too far into like the whole election thing, but just know that this one is very, very important. And I think that you guys should definitely, after doing your research and doing your homework and picking the candidate that you want to run this country, make sure you guys go vote for that person, all right? Now, the moment that you guys all have been waiting for, the actual content to this video. I'm not sure if you guys can see the actual percentages of the polls, but last week I did a poll and had 3 different subjects that you guys could choose from. That the 3 different subjects will be popping up very shortly, and as you can see from that picture that is popping up right about now, the method that I'll be coming to you guys with today won by a landslide, had over 60% of the votes, and that method is my stretch and lay method. This stretch and lay method really does help with adding definition to your waves and making sure your waves really become more defined, and actually helps with depth a little bit as well. This method is something that I do when I'm woofing. It's kind of difficult to do when you're not woofing because of the fact that it revolves around using combs, and I feel like if you can't physically comb your hair, technically you're not woofing at that point, depending on how low your natural cut is, or guard length. You guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, guys, this is something that I do when I'm woofing, and I have like a good amount of hair on my head just to make sure that I could actually get the benefits of using a comb. As far as how long you need to woof in order to be able to do this method, that all depends on like your curl size and your hair texture and stuff like that. But I think if you're woofing anywhere but at least for 4 weeks, you should be able to capitalize and use this method. I could say 3 weeks at minimum, depending, of course, on your hair. Everybody's hair is different. Everybody's woofing schedule is different. All right, guys, so with all that being said, let's hop into the video. I'm going to get out this do-rag, and we're going to get to, me showing you guys how to successfully complete a stretch and lay session. All right, let's get to it. So there's 3 tools that you guys are going to need to successfully complete a stretch and lay session. You're going to need a comb. 2, you're going to need a medium brush of some sort. And 3, a plastic bag. I've actually been using a plastic shower cap lately instead of a plastic bag. I don't know why. I just feel like it, has been working pretty decent for me. And they're made out of the same material, so it's going to give you the same results anyway. But needless to say, you're going to need a plastic bag of some sort, that comb, and that medium brush, and that's all you need to successfully complete this stretch and lay method. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go in with a nice comb session. You want to comb your hair for at least 10 minutes. You're going to want to go through and comb your hair for at least 10 minutes because that's going to really stretch your waves. That's our goal, is what we're going to do, is we want to stretch our waves. You want to stretch those curls, and that's what's really going to help with the adding definition and further defining your waves and adding more depth. This is going to help you get deeper waves. This is a really great method. You're going to start off by combing, through your waves, and you want to comb with the grain. If you want to comb against the grain, you can, but combing against the grain is only going to help with detangling. It's not going to really help with stretching your curls, so it doesn't really, help you with this method. But you can if you want to. That's to each his own sort of like scenario, if you will. But you're definitely going to comb with the grain. You're going to want to comb with the grain of your waves and with the flow of your waves. So after you comb through your waves and you start the stretching process and you comb your hair for at least 10 minutes, sometimes I even go for closer to 15 to 20 minutes of just strictly combing, especially if I'm heavy woofing or extending my woof, anything longer than, 6 to 8 weeks. I'm definitely going to go in with the long comb session just to make sure I'm getting the pull at the root needed. So when I do cut the woof off, I get the best results possible. But yeah, after you finish combing, you're going to want to follow up that comb session with a medium brush session. You're going to want to go on an extensive medium brush session too to further, the stretch of your waves. And you want to use a medium brush because the medium brush doesn't just stretch your waves and stretch those curls. It actually helps lay down your curls as well. Hence to the stretch and lay method. So that medium brush you're going to want to use. You want to use a medium brush over a hard brush because a hard brush is going to give you pull, but it's not going to give you the lay down necessary. And then you don't want to use a soft brush because a soft brush is going to give you the lay but not give you the stretch and the pull necessary. So that's the reason why you guys are going to want to use a medium brush. So now a lot of people, I know somebody watching this video is going to be like, hey,
Professor Waveiture, what happens if my hair is frizzy? I can't keep my hair laid down if it's frizzy. If I don't use a soft brush, it's not going to keep my hair laid.
Well, that's when this plastic bag is going to come in. Whatever version of the plastic bag you're going to use, this is when you're going to use it. This is going to help you with laying your frizz down, keeping your waves laid down, keeping your hair nice, neat, and orderly. Then after you have your plastic bag session, of course you're gonna rag up. Now, let's backtrack. How long should you medium brush? If you're combing for about, say, at least 15, if you're gonna comb for 15 minutes, you should at least match that with your brushing. So if you're going to comb for 15 minutes, at least brush for 15 minutes. If you're going to comb for 20 minutes, at least brush for 20 minutes. If you're going to comb for 10 minutes, brush for 10 minutes. Then about half the time that you comb and brush, you're going to want to use that plastic bag. So if you're brushing for 15 minutes and you're combing for 15 minutes, all you need is about 5 to 10 minutes with that plastic bag and you'll be all set. If you're going to be combing for 20 minutes and brushing for 20 minutes, you're going to want to just use that plastic bag session for about 10 minutes and you will be all set. So just to do a quick recap before I give you guys a condensed stretch and lay session, you're going to comb through your hair with the green through the flow of your waves for at least anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. And after you go in with your comb session, you're going to follow that up with a medium brush session and follow that up with at least a 10 to 20 minute brush session as well. Then after you finish brushing your hair, if you're going to do that, 10 to 20 minutes of combing and 10 to 20 minutes of brushing, you're going to want to do a 5 to 10 minute plastic bag session to follow that up just to make sure you're controlling your frizz and everything's laid down nice, neat, and orderly. Alright guys, so there's two different types of learners in this world. There's people who could just learn from being told and people who learn from being showed. For those of you guys who are more into being, showed how to do something, this part of the video is for you. I'll be doing a condensed stretch and lay session for you guys just to show you guys what I'm doing so you can physically see it, just to eliminate any and all confusion. All right, so with that being said, you guys stay tuned, keep it locked, don't go anywhere. This part of the video is going to be very, very helpful just so you guys can see what I'm talking about and see what I mean. All right, let's get to it. Alright guys, quick brush tip. While you guys are brushing your hair while doing a stretch and lay session, you want to make sure that you're brushing your hair slowly. You don't want to brush your hair fast. If you brush your hair fast, you're not gonna maximize the pull of each brush stroke. You know, the slower you go, the more the more pull you're going to be giving your hair, because you're going to be going slower. So it just exaggerates the pull more and is going to help maximize the pull per brush stroke. So make sure you guys are brushing slowly. Even when it comes to combing, you know, you might want to comb at a slower rate and a slower speed than you would before. Once again, just to maximize that pull in the stretch of each comb stroke or brush stroke. All right. So just remember that. That's a little quick tip. Alright guys, if you're looking to be able to moisturize your hair while doing this session, you could either moisturize your hair before you get into your brush session or before your plastic bag session. I feel like those two would be the best options to, or best times to actually moisturize your hair. And if you're going to be using like a butter based product or something to that effect, you're going to definitely want to apply that before you start brushing. But if you're using an oil, you could use the oil during your plastic bag session. This will actually help you with controlling your frizz more too, which enhances and increases the lay of the stretch and lay method. You dig? Your stretch and lay session, you're gonna definitely want to rag up afterwards. So that's what I'm about to do right now. You know, you want to rag up just to make sure you save any and all progress gained via that session. Everybody's idea of a stretch and lay kind of differs, but this is the way that I complete mine. And I figured, why not come to you guys with this video to kind of show you guys, my rendition of the stretch and lay. There's other people who have created like their own and stuff like that, so I'm not going to say I created the stretch and lay method, but as I said previously, this is just the way that I conduct mine. Hopefully this video works for you guys, so you guys can make sure that you guys are fully stretching your waves, however, keeping them laid and nice and neat and orderly and tidy and, well maintained. But with all that being said, that's the video that's going to wrap this up. Make sure you guys stay safe. Make sure you guys go vote. Make sure you guys pick a goal and go get that goal and keep that Waveiture going, all right? Professor Waveiture is out. You guys have a great rest of your day, all right? Peace.